All right, and welcome here to our first Downtown with Dan. It is exclusive here at 317 at Montgomery, a restaurant whose name is their address. So it makes it very easy. 317 Montgomery Street in Syracuse, New York. And I'm here with owner Joel Carpenter. We have a private event going on here tonight, which I'm very excited about, and our jump off. So got a lot of VIP guests here tonight. Joel, your thoughts on starting this partnership?
I'm excited. It's something like we've never done before. So, I've done multiple podcasts in the past, but just something really unique. So we can, talk about a myriad of different things, right? We can talk about food, we can talk about life, we can talk about whatever. So
Yeah, and we did a special menu tonight,
Mhm.
so I want to talk about what you put on the menu and just what everybody's getting to eat, because you and I have to do the show before we eat.
Right.
Isn't that right, though? The chef's supposed to eat last, and I guess the broadcaster eats last too.
I guess.
So let everybody know what's going on here
Yeah, so-
with what is on the menu.
So we did basically an array of appetizers. So our coconut shrimp with butternut squash sauce, duck confit poutine, the tomato tart, and pulled pork tacos.
And the pulled pork tacos, it's a close second to me, but the shrimp is number one.
Yeah.
And you know that,
Yeah.
because you know that you tried to take my plate a couple times.
Yes, yeah, and funny story about those. So, when we change our menu seasonally, so we're coming up with the fall menu, and Natalie said, I want to do a play on shrimp cocktail. I said, okay, we can do that. And she gave me her idea, and I looked at her and I was like, I don't think that's gonna work.
Yeah.
And she's kind of staring back at me. I was like, let's try it and see.
Yeah.
And this is what we came up with. It's unlike any shrimp cocktail I've ever had. And it's a hit. I mean, everybody who gets it loves it.
Yeah, it's definitely, I got shrimp cocktails as a kid. So I don't know if I told you the story, but when I was really, really little
Mhm.
and my parents would take me to the restaurant, they would say, what do you want? Or what does he want? And they would expect my parents to answer. And my mom would say, go ahead. And I would say shrimp cocktail.
Mhm.
And the lady would kind of look at me and like, really? She's like, that's what he asked for, give it to him. So I've been ordering shrimp cocktails since I was like, I don't know, 4, 5. So this spin on it
Mhm.
is incredible, so good. And I told you that I worked down at Disney, Walt
Right.
Disney World.
Right.
And one of the, there's a lot of reasons why I wanted to partner up with 317 at Montgomery. One of them being that the food to me, working at Disney, knowing the quality of our food and the experience of our food that we had down there, that I never saw anything like it in Syracuse, where you played it a certain way and nothing is completely like anything you would get anywhere else, which I think says a lot about your vision and your mission. And it's funny because when I was thinking about you, I thought about, it's not just a restaurant, it's an experience. And then that was your answer that you gave when we were talking about it. So, I can tell you from the Disney service way and the Disney food way, that level that we had to hit, your short rib, as I told you before, is the only thing that made me think of Disney. So I wasn't allowing this to not happen, I guess.
Right. And I appreciate your tenacity on that.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it just makes sense, and we just want to reach as many people as possible, right?
Yeah.
And I just think that this is the right time to do what we're doing right now.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing. 317 at Montgomery here in Syracuse, New York, downtown Syracuse, and the inaugural episode of Downtown with Dan, as we have our VIP event. They're trying the food while we're talking about the food and everything that's coming up. You and I are going to talk about a lot of different things. What I like is I have a sports show called Wake Up Call, and I have an entertainment show called Superpowered Pop. I have a Disney show called Do Diz with Dan, and we found out that not only do we both like sports, we also both like Marvel.
Indeed.
So I think, and I would love to do this, and I know I've said this before, and this is kind of putting you on the spot, but the herb chicken, I want to do a Wakandan herb chicken for Black Panther. I want to do a little spin on a few of these things because, but when did you fall in love with Marvel? When did you start liking all that?
I mean, when I was a kid, I liked comic books. I wasn't like crazy until I would have like old edition for I'm mad at my woman because she didn't, keep them for me or anything, but
Yeah.
I don't know, I liked Iron Man when it came out. And then, they started to obviously add more characters and Captain America. And I was a big Hulk fan when I was a kid.
Okay.
So that was kind of pre-MCU when Hulk came out. So I went and watched all those, but
Yeah.
or the Iron Man type deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually the goatee that I have is an ode to Tony Stark, and I play with it in a bunch of different ways. So it's connected now. I'll disconnect it. I'll make the shark fin sometimes. So yeah, and I got it right before, I think it was right before Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
So, and every April, around April 26th, I wish my goatee a happy anniversary.
Nice.
I say it's the best and longest relationship I've ever had.
There you
So
go.
my goatee is the go-to. I always say like happy anniversary to the real goat, but yeah, it's an ode to Tony Stark, and I got to shout out Jay Cartini for my Iron Man watch that a lot of people compliment.
There you
So
go.
it fits my goatee.
Indeed.
So I got to get a Tesla at some point to continue the, that run toward Tony Stark, but I like my Honda, so I'm good with that. But no, a lot of great stuff coming up here, and you and I here in downtown with Dan, we get to talk about the sports here,
Mhm.
which I'm excited about. And, I know we got some people in the building, Brian and Stratton College of Syracuse, Lemoyne College. And Brian and Stratton literally right up James Street, walking distance from you,
Yep.
Lemoyne down the road, a few minutes away. And so, I mean, to you, to know that you have these colleges so close and that you've had the opportunity to be around some people tonight in our VIP event from that, just what that means to you to build up the Brian and Strattons and the Lemoynes of the world and their message and their student athletes and their coaches as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, we want to be part of the revitalization of Syracuse.
Yeah.
Right? And building relationships through events like this and anything that we can do, any way we can help with sponsorships or anything like that, obviously we want to be able to do that because, the more people we reach, the more people we can, sit down in our restaurant and that can experience what we put together here.
Yeah.
Right.
And we also, you and I have talked about Syracuse
Mhm.
as well. And you have your thoughts on basketball and football. You
Yes,
told me not to.
I don't want to piss anybody off.
You told me not to ask you, but yeah, I mean, this is a community and high school wise as well. There's so much here and so many teams that here in our community got to win sectionals,
Mhm.
go to states. Last year, same type of thing. I've been very spoiled with the coaches that I know here in the community. So, I think, like you said, being part of the revitalization of Syracuse and Central and Upstate New York, there's so many great athletes that don't get the credit they deserve. And there's coaches and programs as well. And I wear Upstate literally across my chest. Witty Wicks can vouch for that because they have Upstate hats and shirts and I wear them all the time. They're actually my travel gear. So, and I got stopped in Disney. My dad can vouch for that. Got stopped in Disney. Somebody saw the Upstate and they said, "Is that Upstate New York?" And we started a whole conversation about all the sports up here. So,
Yeah.
this is a community filled with great high schools, great colleges, universities, a lot of opinions, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Blue collar, you get the salt of the earth people.
That's right. That's right. I mean, I love this town. I was born and raised, I grew up in Medro, just south of the city. And I want to be part of it. I want to be part of making this place great again.
So to somebody here with Downtown with Dan, our inaugural episode, here at our private VIP event at 317 at Montgomery in downtown Syracuse, our downtown partner, before we get into something called rapid fire, which is gonna put you and I on the hot seat. I love that Isaac laughed right when I said it. There's always somebody that knows about it in the room. So Bob knows all about rapid fire too. Bob's been gentle. I don't know if Isaac's been gentle with rapid fire. And LJ and I, we've had some fun with that. Clay's had some good ones. Sean's had some good ones as well. Sean's, yeah, your team was good. Your team was very philosophical and deep. Some of the other teams got me in trouble. But before we get into that, to someone who's never been to 317 at Montgomery, how would you describe what it's like to eat here and just experience here?
Well, we're trying to create an authentic experience when you walk through the door. So from the moment you walk through, we feel like it's an inviting space.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that, from the time you sit down to the time you leave, the service is bar none the best that you've ever had. And the food, we try and make sure that our food is eclectic. And unlike anything that you can find in the Syracuse area. So, we do research when we're walking, down the path of creating a new menu.
Yeah.
I do a ton of research going into that, and we try and take things that are hot in, that season, and then we put our own spin on it. So being able to utilize the visualization of the dish paired with, our service and how great it tastes after the fact.
Yeah.
We kind of put all that together in one nice neat package.
You make it look so good that you don't want to touch it, but
Yeah.
then you eat it and it tastes better than it looks.
Yes.
That's a hard thing to do. So we're gonna play rapid fire now.
Okay.
You can ask me anything in the world. I can ask you anything in the world. Doesn't have to be sports, restaurant, could literally be about anything. Corley and I play this too, right? We've done this many a time. I think Corley and I think we might have asked each other the most questions because it's been 7 years, right?
Yeah, he did not prepare me for this, so this is great. Did not tell me this was happening.
And that's why it's called rapid fire.
Yeah, that's
You're not
great.
supposed to know.
That's wonderful.
So we're gonna go back and forth. You're
Okay.
in downtown with Dan. You get to ask me the first question. It can be anything. First thing on your mind.
What's your favorite sports team?
Of what?
Let's Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks. I wanted my own team, fastest team to get to and win the World Series, 4 years.
Yeah, that'd be my Cleveland Indians, who are now the Guardians.
Yes.
That's great.
But I do have a soft spot for the Mets and the Yankees. Like, those are games I'm cool going to. I want to see the Mets do well, but there's no one in the NL West that I will ever root for. And Aaron Judge just better stay where he is, because if he goes to my division and not the Diamondbacks, then I might have to not like somebody I like a lot. All right, let's think here. Favorite dish you've ever made?
That's a tough one. Beef Wellington.
Beef Wellington? Ironically, that's something that I've never truly tried. I've tried like a spin-off of it, but I've never had a true beef Wellington. And every time you see it on TV, it's like so difficult for people to make it. But I love the texture of it, and so we're gonna have to do a beef Wellington.
Yeah, the reason why I made it was Gordon Ramsay said it took him like 20 some odd years to perfect his beef Wellington.
Yeah.
It was like,
I also learned from Gordon Ramsay that you never make scallops for him.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
can
never.
make them.
yeah. If he walks in, never
Never
have scallops on there.
All right, what's your second one?
What would be your last day? I'm heading off this planet. Your meal that you want to eat?
My death row meal?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. My should night meal. So he's probably watching this in jail and I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, he's definitely watching.
Sorry,
Shut
Shug.
up.
Yeah, Tupac's still alive. So my death row meal, that's a tough one. Oh man, gotta be rig-up pie from my dad's mom, which I make now for holidays. Gotta be my stuffed shells from my mom's mom, my G mama. From my mom, it would have to be probably the turkey roll. She does like this mini Thanksgiving thing that you can make anytime during the year. So I'd probably say that. And then something that I've made, I would say my nachos. I don't think anybody could beat my nachos at all. Yeah, it's hard to find good nachos, so I just make them at home. All right, so those are good. My second one for you. Okay, I'm gonna do this because Natalie's in the room right now.
Christ.
Tell me 3 words to describe your fiance, and tell me 3 words that she would use to describe you.
So 3 words to describe her.
You're glistening right now.
Yeah, I'm sweating profusely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Caring,
Okay,
strong,
okay.
Innovative.
Okay. I like those. What 3 words would she use to describe you?
Stubborn.
I'm looking for nods.
Yeah. Hilarious.
She likes that too. I think. You're 2-0.
What I say, stubborn and hilarious.
Stubborn and hilarious.
Caring.
Okay. Stubborn, hilarious, and caring. I like that. I'll ask Natalie off the air which one she would pick
Yeah.
as the top one.
Yeah, stubborn, I guarantee that.
Okay. What's your next one for me? We'll do a few more apiece.
Okay, so you've been doing this
19 years.
19 years.
Over 19 years.
That
November of
wasn't
2003.
Good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of doing all this? Like,
Right.
what drives you?
Bringing people together and showing them that there's good in the world. Letting coaches and players and people in general know that no one's story is not important. A lot of people think like, oh, nobody wants to hear my story, or nobody asks, so who cares? And so I think my favorite part of this is telling the stories, building the relationships. And I mean, really, it's having coaches and players that trust you, because normally the media and sports figures are separated except for press conferences, right? And with good reason. But when you can become friends with somebody and they can, and I'm gonna look at some people off the air here, but they can be the people that when you're going through something, they're there without question, and it has nothing to do with your job. There were coaches and players when I was going through my divorce, going through all these changes, they were literally just there. So, I would say my favorite part is building the relationships, creating the bonds, and having those people become friends, become family, becoming the people that trust you so much that they will tell you everything, knowing the things that they know you won't say. The people that don't have to go off the record.
Right.
I think it's building relationships that last a lifetime. The people that you hope to see in heaven. That's what I would say. And a lot of them are in this room.
Okay.
My next question for you, what is the funniest thing that's ever happened to you? I have so many.
Oh, God.
I have so many.
Funniest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah. I feel like if you asked me this, there would be a lot of silence in the room because they know what's coming.
I was in Vegas
Mhm.
and this is about 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
And there was a large group of people that mistook me for Tony Stark. And
Where were you?
I was in Vegas, so they thought I was Robert Downey Jr.
So that's
And
awesome.
I went and got in this big picture with all of them, and they thought that I was Robert Downey Jr. and
That's great.
lived it up.
That's
There was like 30 of them.
I like
They
that.
were so excited to see me.
I like that. Were they from overseas?
Yes,
They were.
yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So-
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your next one for me? And then we'll do a final one after that.
Okay. What's your favorite sports memory?
Favorite sports memory? For me personally, it would probably be when I got MVP for basketball. So my friend growing up, he got like every award, and he was always a head taller than me. And I was on a team out in Marcellus, Camillus area, and we were in a summer league. And in the tournament, my team won the championship, and we did indoor and outdoor games, and outdoor is totally different. And so I had to like kind of alter my shot a little bit, and I won MVP. And in true fashion, the only time I won MVP, they spelled my name outrageously wrong. So I didn't get up right away because I was like, who's that guy? But yeah, I actually have in my studio the trophy of that championship, because it's the one time where I got MVP, and I love the game of basketball. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
My final question for you. If you could live in a movie or TV world fictitious or real, what world would you live in and what character would you be? I would be in the Real Housewives hands down.
I would,
Beverly Hills. I'm kidding.
I mean, honestly,
So bad. Joe, you don't watch that, do you? You do?
Yeah,
Based-
it's real.
Based on Joe's face, I knew you watched it. Yeah.
yeah,
I was kidding. She's serious. That's okay. It's not the Kardashians, all right? Not okay.
so what was the movie, that Jim Carrey played in? He was basically in his own show.
In his own, oh, the Truman Show.
The Truman Show.
Yeah.
See, I am very vain
Okay.
and I would like to be followed around like that
Okay.
and be my own show.
Okay. All right.
Joel Carpenter show.
All right.
That's what I want.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. All right.
I'm sure people that are watching out there that know me are gonna be like.
Yeah, the Joel Carpenter Show. All right. Well, Downtown with Dan allows you to do that a little bit.
Yeah.
What's your last one?
Oh.
Anything in the world.
Anything in the world.
Anything. If Bob was here, I know what he would ask me. If he was sitting up here, who yells at the refs more? No, I'll take that. If I was a coach, there's a right spot to get a technical.
Yeah.
I have talked to coaches about this. There's a right time to get a technical.
Right.
And you just, because you have to let you have to let the official know that you're not a pushover, but then you also have to earn respect without becoming so excessive that they don't want to talk to you.
Right.
But there's a right time to get a technical.
It's strategic.
Yeah, and Bob can tell you at least 3 games where I would have gotten a technical. Gladly,
Yeah.
gladly.
I
I think the jumping up in the air with a guy holding onto the basketball, coming down clean with the ball, and then passing it. And
yeah.
no travel being called with the official looking him in the face.
Yeah,
That was one, right?
it's a frustrating moment right there.
Yeah, when they're egregious, like that, you know.
Yeah, gotta say something, right?
Every coach has their story.
Yeah,
Last one for me. What do you got?
last one. If you weren't doing this.
Yes.
What you're doing, what would you be doing?
Well, the stuff that I want to do. So I'd be working in music. I would be working on screenwriting and acting, which I've gotten to do some acting. And I would be probably the next thing that's coming, and I injected into my show a lot. Isaac can speak for me on this. Comedy. Yeah, comedy. I have too many ex-girlfriend stories to not have a Netflix special. There's too much, there's no reason why I went through this, if not to tell the story. That's what I know. That's what I know to be true. So with that being said, Downtown with Dan, this is the inaugural video here. This video series will be every single month exclusively downtown here at 317 at Montgomery. Got to try the food. Joel, tell them times that they can come down.
We're open for lunch Tuesday through Friday, 11:30 to 2. Dinner service starts at 5, Tuesday through Saturday, up until 9.
That coming from Joel Carpenter, the owner here, myself, Dan Tortora, Wake Up Call. We've had a fantastic event here. I got to go try the food. Before we do that, for the first ever Downtown with Dan, can we give Joel a round of applause, please? Joel, come on. And we will talk with you all soon. Thank you so much, Central and Upstate New York. You know I love you dearly. It's everybody that watches and listens all around the country and the world. I leave you with 3 things as always. They're very important to me. God bless, no stress, do your best. We'll talk soon. Take care.